So introduce yourself, tell us your name, what you do, and where you study.
Yes, so my name is Sam Njuguna. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Chumz. Chumz is a savings app um, that uses behavioral psychology and gamification to guide people on how and when to save. Um, we are live in Kenya, Rwanda, and looking to go live in Uganda and Tanzania.
So Mr. Njuguna, maybe you can tell us about where you study.
So for my primary school, I studied in Gatondo Primary. So Gatondo Primary is in Gatondo South, Uko Shags. And then for my high school, I went to Nairobi School. It's in Nairobi. Nairobi School, also popularly known as Patch. Um, my first time in Nairobi. And then for my uni, I went to University of Nairobi. Yes.
Now tell us about your fondest memory.
My fondest memory in, I think, is in high school. So I remember the shock I got when I learned what rugby is. Coming from Gatondo, I didn't know what rugby is. We reported on, I think, on a Tuesday. On Wednesday, we were told to go to the rugby pitch. So only to find the ball was oval, had a lot of contact, and then me and other guys from the Shags and guys who are more knowledgeable from Nairobi, we were told to go to the pitch and play,
Yeah.
and it was a pure mess.
Interesting. So Mr. Sam, tell us about your worst punishment.
My worst punishment I was given in high school. It was because I had stopped attending these French classes. Coming from Gatondo, I was very eager to learn French, but by my second term, I realized I really hated French. So I, I totally stopped going to attend those French classes. Then one day, a teacher found me in class while others were attending the classes, and I was asked why I'm not in class. And I was very honest. I don't like French, so I was given this punishment where I was told to feel uh, a hole where someone had uprooted a tree stump as a punishment. So one guy had uprooted a tree stump, and then I was told to fill in that hole and make the ground level. And it took me around 4 days to do that work. So back then it was the worst thing, but funny thing, it's one of those things that I always remember now.
Interesting. Now tell us about your favorite teacher and his nickname.
So my favorite teacher, I have two. One is called Mr. Iregi, the late Mr. Iregi. He was a physics teacher. So when I went to high school, for some reason he thought I had a good, maybe a lot of interest in physics or a good grasp of physics, and he would always tell me to take some classes and teach the other students. So he would have a double lesson in physics. I would take one where I would teach some of the concepts around physics, and I think what that did was it gave me a lot of confidence standing in front of a class, obvious coming from Shags, and now here I am being given a chance to talk to the other students in our class and teach them about physics. He's late Mr. Iregi. I think one of the key regrets I have there is that, he passed before I told him the impact he had created in me. The other teacher is called Mr. Mungai. He was a computer studies teacher. He really gave me a chance in learning about computers, interesting computers. Whenever I would tell him I need to have some time and do more programming in the lab, he'd always give me the keys. And I think that really encouraged me towards this chance of uh, computer science, because even in uni I did computer science. That's when he had a huge impact. And from what I achieved then and I learned then has really influenced my course of life. So I always make sure of reminding him the impact he had on me.
So Mr. Sam, what's your greatest achievement in school?
My greatest achievement in school. I think my greatest achievement was, uh, I think it's the first time I learned to be independent. Nairobi School had very many students. It had 6 streams, and each class had like 50 students. So from one, you are like 300 over 300. In fact, I remember our year we are 320. From two, you're like 300. So in total, the school is over 1,200 students. And you can imagine with all those young men in one space, what that means is you have to learn to be independent, to um, to negotiate. Again, for you to survive in that space, you have to learn to negotiate. But the other big achievement are the teachers that I met there who have molded me to where I am, in terms of the direction, confidence, and also being an entrepreneur in computer science field.
If you could go back in time knowing what you know now, what do you think you'd do differently?
If I would go back in time knowing what I know now, one, I'd make sure I really appreciate the teachers for the support they have given me, especially Mr. Iregi, because he passed on before I really got to tell him the impact he had on me, and the confidence. For Mr. Mungai, I always make a point of telling him how much of an impact he had. He has invited me to give talks to various spaces, something I'm always very excited about doing this now with my teacher who molded me. I think the other thing I would do is, the thing I've realized is how much teachers are aware of the things that you need in future, or the things you need to do right to be in a better position in future. And I think I would even pay more attention to that advice.
Awesome. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think you're familiar with the CBC curriculum?
My understanding of CBC curriculum is very limited. I would say I'm a 2. I think recently I learned from Uniform Yetu channel that the difference between PP1 and PP2, you migrate based on age. There is no exam or anything. So I would say my knowledge on the CBC curriculum is on a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm making a point of familiarizing myself with the curriculum.
Okay.
Because I think there are good things there. It has its side that needs improvement, but there's also the good side, like having very hands-on skills.
If you could give a piece of advice to the young generation looking up to you, what would you say?
So one, social media. I think social media is now very pervasive. It's everywhere. I always give people an analogy of social media. It's like a knife. The same knife you use to cut tomatoes, to cook, to prepare supper, the same knife you might harm yourself with. So I see social media the same way. Social media has all this access to very brilliant minds, people who are doing things that are interesting, things that you are interested in, but at the same time, social media can be used to waste your time if you focus on the wrong things. So my advice is, don't see social media as something you just shun. If you see the case to use it for good. Learn, get those global teachers who are there, people who have built things that are interesting, or people who can guide you to have a certain skill set.
Okay. Now tell us one fun fact about Sam Njuguna.
Okay, well, I'm a movie buff. No Country for Old Men is my favorite movie. I love the cinematography, how shots are done, the coloring, all the way to the dialogues. Yeah, so some people find me pretty boring in terms of how I watch movies. Yeah, so I think that's the fun fact. But yeah, so what that means is I'm also very, very picky when it comes to good movies.
Awesome.
Nothing below 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So if a movie is below 80%, we really have to discuss whether we want to watch that.
Maybe you can tell your viewers a little bit about Uniform Yetu and where they can actually find you.
Yeah, so I think what I've seen about Uniform Yetu, it's a platform where people can access uniform for their kids. I think something very exciting Uniform Yetu is building, and largely because I think there's no centralized place to access uniform. Yeah, so I like that. And then for me personally, if you want to reach out to me, I'm on LinkedIn. There's Sam Njuguna, you'll find me there. If you go to our company website, chumz.io, under partnerships, and you ask to engage with me, I'm happy to engage. Or if you ask customer success, you want to talk to me. Thank you.
Uniform Yetu, yeah. I'll be confident in Uniform Yetu, yeah. Come and shop with us, Uniform Yetu, yeah. I got all I need, Uniform Yetu, Uniform Yetu, Uniform Yetu, yeah.